MotorWeek is made possible by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper and TireRack.com.
Now we come to a show car that's not quite as slippery, but it may not slip into show car obscurity either. It's called the Mustang Vignale, and this one could be the 1988 replacement for the Ford Mustang. The car was designed in Italy at Ford's Ghia Studios. And if you think the styling is too radical, we'll try to imagine the Vignale next to the Ford Taurus. It would look right at home. Underneath the body and this sporty interior is an upgraded version of the current Mustang SVO. There's another twist to this Mustang's tale. This show car was equipped with four-wheel drive. Who knows, maybe the Audi Turbo Quattro will get some American rally competition. If you were wondering about those little ports on the nose, well, one's supposed to be a road ice warning sensor and the other a parking sensor. After all, this is, technically anyway, still a show car.
But you never can tell, huh?
That's right, John.
Thanks, Joyce. Now let's turn to a car that's almost as rare. And that car is this Lincoln Continental sedan. Now, production of all Lincolns is only about 1.5% of the total U.S. car market. But low production hasn't made this domestic market lazy. Why, this Continental has advancements that few foreign cars can offer. Okay, we can already hear all of you skeptics out there questioning the Continental's world-class pretensions. After all, one look at the fake tire sticking up out of the rear deck, and you know this isn't a serious car. So maybe the Continental isn't totally serious. It's just a downsized luxury car in the old, cushy interstate cruiser tradition, right? Well, not quite, because under its questionable styling is also some of the latest in electronic technology. You see, the Continental is built on the same chassis as the Mark VII LSC, a car that's fast becoming one of the most respected luxury sport coupes around. And that means the four-door Continental also gets the Mark VII's unique computer-controlled airbag suspension system. It's designed to give better control in cornering, yet retain a smooth ride over irregular pavement. The result is that even this designer edition of the Continental handles much better than any 3,900-pound Luxo boat has a right to. And that's before we get to the variable ratio power steering that has more road feel than units on some so-called sports cars. Then there are the Continental's brakes. The Continental and the Mark VII are the first U.S.-made cars with an anti-skid braking system, a microprocessor-controlled safety device. The only other automakers that offer it to U.S. customers are BMW and Mercedes. So what are anti-skid or anti-lock brakes? Well, simply put, they keep one or more wheels from locking prematurely during panic stops or on slippery surfaces. Sensors tell the system if any wheel is slowing faster than the others, that is, approaching lockup. The system then pulsates the brake fluid pressure at that wheel. When brakes lock up prematurely on conventional systems, you lose all traction and steering input between the tires and the road. What happens? Well, the car then is out of control. Before anti-skid brakes, if you tried to stop suddenly, say with a couple of wheels on ice or a grassy shoulder, it was almost impossible for the average driver to keep from going into a terrifying slide. In the same situation with anti-lock brakes, the car stops straight and the driver maintains steering control. Even on dry pavement, a car with this system stops 10% shorter than the same car without the system. In 55, our car averaged 127 feet. Now that's short for the record, and in 6 tries, the distance varied by only 1 foot. In panic stops, you do feel the system pulsating through the brake pedal, but that's a small price to pay for this kind of security. But for the Continental's $23,000 and up price, our car costs $26,000. Buyers will also expect all the normal luxury car features, even with air suspension and safety brakes. Well, here too, the Continental is advanced. It offers systems that are unknown to competitors at twice the price. For instance, the optional automatic day-night mirror. It's not as serious as anti-skid brakes, but it works nicely. When headlights approach from behind, it flips to night. Then there's the automatic headlight dimmer. If you're closing in on traffic, it takes over to switch from high beams to low, a vintage luxury car feature making a comeback. For tinkerers, the Continental's trip computer is the thing. It monitors all aspects of the trip, telling you everything except where to go. Or you might like the set-it-and-forget-it climate controls, an overhead console with outside thermometer and compass, a keyless entry system and a trunk that almost closes by itself, or the super plush interior with real wood veneer and the latest in electronic instrumentation, although that's one feature we could do without. But most Lincoln buyers will want it, and they don't really care if the 5-liter throttle body fuel-injected V8 is only rated at 16 miles per gallon in the city and 23 on the highway. If you do care, we manage 20 mpg on our 100-mile test loop. And that's with 140 horsepower, 250 pounds of torque, and a none-too-pokey 11.2-second 0-to-60 run. About the only negative here is the 2 abrupt shifts of the 4-speed overdrive automatic, not at all in keeping with the car's otherwise silky image. So with this strong V8, its conventional front-engine rear-drive layout, and its neo-nauseous styling, the Continental does remain stubbornly American. But with the inclusion of an air-sprung suspension, capable handling, and of course the superb anti-skid brakes, it tries very hard to defy its SS United States heritage. For the typical domestic luxury car buyer, the result then is the best of both realms, and a car that is, like its nation of origin, unique in all the world. Well, it's time for us to leave your world, but we'll see you here next week on MotorWeek.